football coach, Coach Montgomery, is here with us to talk a little bit about the season. And kind of for starters, just give us an overview of some of your hopes and what you expect out of the team this year.
Well, we expect our team to come out and play hard-nosed football, discipline, very physical type football. That's the only brand of football that I know. And so I expect from my team to, come out and compete well, really get after the football, be disciplined, and play for good four quarters.
Yeah, and obviously new to the area. I was talking to you a little bit earlier about getting adjusted. What's it been like jumping in there kind of late in the process and getting things started?
Yes, I mean, it's been sort of a stressful time because, you feel like you're always behind. We didn't get a chance to get in the spring ball in, and so we had to really sort of catch up as far as kids learning the system, learning the way we do things, learning my mentality as far as my expectations when it comes to football. So, we've been sort of playing catch up all summer, but I'm very proud of the kids. We had a great summer. They're really bought into the work ethic that I expect from them, and I'm very proud of the progress that we've made so far.
Yeah. And so far, what are some of the challenges that you see, and some of the things that you like that you see so far from the program?
Well, some of the challenges were, of course, anytime a new coach come in, you have to get used to the new system, the way we call things and learn. So a lot of it was more about mental at this point in time. Trying to improve on the physicalness part, understanding that weight room is very important, being in shape, and of course, just learning how to get out on the field and do the things that they've been always done way back in Pop Warner. Just the mere fact that now the speed of the game is much faster and much quicker and much stronger.
And going into this season, obviously new to here, what can Aiken High fans expect from your coaching style on both the offense and defensive side of the ball?
Well, I'm a very energetic guy. I expect kids to come out and play energetic, feed off of me as a leader, understanding about being disciplined on the field, doing what you've been coached to do all week, and just get out there and play hard. Eventually I want to get it back to the point where people are going to fear to come over and play Aiken High. Right now we on everybody's schedule, which is good. So now since everybody wants us, we're going to curtail to that, but we're going to definitely improve on discipline, being coached, and understanding about playing out on the field and playing hard.
Gotcha. And I know when I spoke to you at your introductory press conference, you said you like to spread the ball around, but you would do whatever the talent allowed you to do. So is that still the plan going forward?
That's still the plan right now. Like I said, I feel like we're very athletic. I feel like we got some great athletes on the edges that we can get the ball down the field. But once again, just like I said earlier, I'm an old school, new school guy. So I have some new school techniques, but then my old school is you always got to win it up front on the offensive line and defensive line. That's where you win football games.
Gotcha. And obviously Aiken lost some offensive weapons from back there. Have you guys settled on the quarterback position yet, or?
Not quite. They're still battling it out, but I got two great kids that have been battling all summer, and I'm looking for great things out of both of them. And so right now we haven't settled on the signal caller yet, but I tell you what, they're two great kids, and I feel like whoever comes out in the end, they're gonna get the job done.
And on the defensive side of the ball, what's kind of your philosophy, and what scheme you're going to run yet?
Well, right now we looking at the 3-4 scheme, but we have kids that can run. Like I said, we're very athletic. We got good, strong kids up front who can create double teams, and so right now we're looking at the 3-4 because I feel like we can run. We got speed. We can get down the field, and so because of that, that's the scheme that we're looking at right now. And but defensive wise, I just want them to be disciplined, well coached. We're going to make sure that we can align to anything that comes out in front of us, and get kids to play free. I think I want my kids to think over there. I just want them to be able to line up and be able to play and be disciplined. And so if we can do that and have that bend but no break attitude, I think we'll be okay.
Gotcha. And kind of in terms of coming in, new program, you did you bring any of your coaches with you? Is it the same coaching staff, or kind of how do you?
It's a little mixed. I ended up keeping 4 coaches from the old staff, and then I brought in 4. And so, but they really got along well. I'm very proud of this coaching staff. They worked hard all summer, and we were very excited about the season.
And in terms of how you are expecting the region to shape up, kind of what are your hopes in region play, and knowing coming into a tough region with your South Aikens, your North Augustas, kind of what have you learned about the region so far?
Well, I mean, it's a tough region. I think we were one of the top regions in the state when it comes to 4A. And when you look at South Aikens, North Augusta, you know, teams that went far in the playoffs and traditionally has always had great teams. You know, once again, we just want to be able to get in here and compete and get into the mix and you know, see what happens. But, you know, it's definitely a tough region. South Aiken going as far as they did last year. That speaks well volumes for their program and what Coach Hamilton is doing over there. And so, Coach Thomas over at North Augusta, I mean, they're running a great program over there as well. So, once again, we just want to be able to get in the mix and compete and see what we can do. But, you know, our goals are going to stay the same every year. We want to compete for the region championship, and then we want to be able to make the playoffs and advance in the playoffs.
Yeah, and obviously brought a few players with you today. Obviously, they must have stood out in your short time here. Kind of, what have you seen from them that you like so far?
I've really seen what I like so far about them is that it's been a real easy adjustment for me as far as coming in and the kids buying into what I'm bringing to the table. They're really buying into our system. They learn about my attitude as far as work ethic. And I tell you what, I'm very proud of these guys. I'm very proud of the progress that we've done so far. These guys have really just have changed their attitude about work ethic. They're ready to get out there and work. They want to work every day. We come in with the slogan of no days off. And I tell you what, they really bought in. And so that's what I'm very proud of. I just want them to continue. And as I always say, you know, hard work breeds success. And of course, competition breeds success. And I think that's the thing that we've also brought to them in practices. You know, they're competing against each other. And when they compete in practice, then they'll be able to compete in the game.
What do you expect their roles to be?
Great leaders. You know, being good leaders is number one. You know, you always hearing your coach and hearing the coaches push you and try to get you to motivate you in the right direction. But when you get your peers to start to regurgitate exactly what you're saying, and you hear that when you're not around, then that means that they're really hanging, they're really listening to you as a coach. So these guys that I brought today, they've been shown that they're great leaders. You know, they're bought into what we're doing, and they're making sure that everybody else is buying in and working hard and giving their all, because when it's all said and done, we are family. You know, in that locker room, they become a family, and they become tight and become close-knit, and that's what we're preaching. And we also want to have good character. And what I see from these young men is good character. You know, they understand about doing right and making the right decisions on and off the field.
And obviously you've been a head coach before, but is it kind of still that same field of since you're coming into a new job of ready for that first game jitters of it?
Oh man, listen, I'll tell you right now, I'm always jittery. You know, yes, I'm very excited about, you know, this season coming up. Very excited about the first game. You know, very anxious. I feel like everybody's in the country now is ready for football, and of course, you know, football doesn't stop. It's always year round. As a coach, you're always doing stuff to improve and prove your knowledge about the game. But yes, you know, coming down here to Aiken, I was very excited about it. Very excited about the opportunity. Mr. Cofer and Kerry Johnson gave me an opportunity to come, and I'm very anxious to get out there and show them what we can do.
Gotcha. And we've kind of been ending on a more personality question with all the kids and the coaches. So the last song you listened to on your phone or wherever you listen to music, or your favorite song currently?
Oh, wow. Oh, my favorite song. Wow. I like Franklin Beverly Mays. You know, I listen to that a lot. I'm sort of an old school guy, so that's what I listen to.
Well, it'll be interesting because we also been asking the kids if they know the coach's favorite artist, so we'll have to see in a minute. But I appreciate that, Coach, and thanks for stopping by.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, and now we're back with some players from the Aiken High football team. I have with me here Omar Simmons, Eric Stroman, and J.J. Corley with me. And I was speaking to their coach earlier, and he said you guys are some of the leaders of the team. So I'd like to go to each of you guys and kind of talk about your role as a leader and kind of your leadership style, so to speak. And we'll just start from that one.
I would say me as a leader, of this Aiken High football team is really laying the foundation of actually what a leader is. Like, a leader leads by example. So me being, the star corner on this team, actually the leader for the secondary and defense, I feel like if you have to be a leader, you have to lead by example. So therefore, if you're a guy like that don't present yourself as a leader, how can you be a leader without leading by example?
Me, just kind of piggyback off him just by leading by example. I'm not when I get on the football field, I'm not the biggest talker. I just like to just play, and hopefully people follow behind my footsteps and see the stuff that I'm doing wrong. But even if I'm doing something wrong, then they can, fix it or stuff like that. Cause even as leaders, we still mess up too. So, just trying to just be the best I can be and just push people to be the best they can be.
See, me, just like he said, I don't really talk on the field. I just play as hard as I can. And, I expect people to pick up off me, how hard I play. They do something wrong, I tell them to do it right, help them out.
And kind of obviously, Corley, you're in the secondary cornerback. Kind of, what do you see from that group of guys this year that has you excited for the season, and kind of what are some of your goals personally and team-wise for that unit and yourself?
Yes, sir. I would say coming to this season, actually want to be the best defense in the region. As you can see, South Aiken, they what really helped them last year was their defense. So I would say, Coach always told us, the coach that we got, defense win championships. And I say the guys that we got now, like I say, real competitive, real hard to get after it. So I look forward, like I said, to this season, because me as a corner, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a trash talker. Like, I like to get in the head and I love to talk trash, but at the same time doing it and actually backing it up, you got some people that can talk, but they don't back it up with. But the secondary guys that we got, like I said, we like to talk, but at the same time we mean business too. So when it comes down to the nitty gritty of things, we have to do what we got to do, and like I say, just keep the offense mainly off the field, because keep the offense on the field. Defense on too, but at the same time stopping them where they won't have any points.
And in terms of you playing offensive line, kind of what aspects do you see from those guys, and how does it work?
There's a lot of good things. We're getting smarter, stronger. We're not necessarily, people love to preach, we're not the athletic people on the field, but we got a little bit of more athletics on the field, so stronger and everything, and smarter, so people know where to go, and you don't always have to be beating somebody's head. You go here, you go here, you go here. So that's a plus side, so you don't really have to, everybody knows what they're doing.
And in terms of defense, kind of what have you seen from your group of guys, and kind of what are you hoping for this season?
Like the defensive line, we have to get more explosive and stuff, but we're strong. We gonna run to the ball. We have a good group of defensive line, though.
And kind of for each of you guys, I know we talked about kind of the team goals and that and whatnot. Kind of personally, do you guys have any set figure goals or stat-wise, or anything personally that you want to achieve, even if it's not stat-wise, just any accolade or anything?
Well, speaking personally, like Coach said, playing the heat and playing the cold. So my main goal right now, like I said, is state championship right now. Like that's the only thing that's on my mind. Like I say, first game, White Knoll, August 18th, Aiken High, and just go on from there, take the state championship.
Like he said, state championship mainly. My personal goal is kind of a stretch, but my dad has the sack record at Aiken High, so it's just something that I've always looked up to, and I've always wanted to be as I came up.
Gotcha. Is that single season sack record?
Yes.
Or number?
I think it's 15 sacks.
All right. So kind of what do you think it's going to take to get to that
Play as hard as I can, every play. No plays off, and that'll be the only thing that'll really get me to that number and to that level.
Gotcha. Have you let him know that you're coming for it?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
Gotcha. And for you?
Like they said, a state championship. You know, and you know, I'm really trying to catch a pick this season.
So you also want to run that back?
Oh yes, I'm trying to get a pick 6 this season.
The big guy touchdown,
Yeah.
everyone loves it though.
Yeah.
And kind of, what was one of you guys' favorite moments from past success, maybe, or whether it be English football at the time at any time? Kind of, what's been your favorite moment in football?
I would probably say the game against Swansea. I had caught 2 picks that game. I think it was like a season high thing, and one of them I ran all the way back for a touchdown. So I would really say that was probably one of the best games I think I played at my ACOT career, I would say.
Mine, my 10th grade year, we had a good season, and just how the team came together. You know, started season, you know, we had, you know, it was kind of shaky, but as we started winning more and more, you know, more and more people came together in the team, and it wasn't as individualized as what it started out to be. So that was, I say, the highlight of my season, just because everybody got along, you know, you laugh, you play, all that type of stuff, and everybody, end of the day, has each other back.
Mine is last season against Airport, because I was the leading tackler.
Kind of, for each of you guys, what's it been like adjusting to kind of new coaching staff? Kind of, what's that been like, and kind of what are some things you're looking forward to?
I mean, going in, you know, with new, different plays and stuff coming in, I expected the same route tree, but you know, he had to do something else. So, you know, that's something as a player, you know, you have to adjust to, because you think about, like, you go to a new school and everything, you're not going to be running what somebody else runs, so you bring in a new coach or whatever. I like it as well, because, you know, it actually gives you a new look, a new adjustment to actually getting more yards per play than you did before. So I would say the adjustment has been great. Like I said, it's just, like I say, really studying and getting it down pat. Once after that, it's simple. It's like white on rice.
I would say the big adjustment is what he expects out of us big people. You know, usually people tend to see the skilled people as being the highlight of the team, and you know, they're the ones that make the people win. But with him, it's more of a, you know, we win at the line of scrimmage, and that's a change from what we usually have. You know, we're not really the highlight, but you know, usually as an offensive line, defensive line person, you only get recognized when you do something bad. So, with him, it's different. You know, he expects a lot more out of us.
And you guys, kind of, as a wrap up, we've been asking everyone kind of more of a personality question. So, well, first part of that, do you guys know your coach's favorite artist, or you guys?
No, sir.
Oh no, sir. No, sir.
Just wanted to check. It's been that way all morning, but kind of in terms of you guys, either last song you listened to or your favorite song right now at the moment.
I'll probably say Bank Account by 21 Savage at the moment.
Mine is Dead's by Migos.
I mean, he said Dez, you know. I like Dez too, so I'm gonna say Dez by Migos.
Now, here's where we're gonna turn around.
But
Coach, do you know any of these artists?
No.
Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by and look forward to getting out there to see you guys play this season. Good luck. All right, we're here with some representatives from the Fox Creek High School football team. I have with me the defensive coordinator, Brett Johnson, center Dalton Barnes, and defensive end Tyrell Simmons. And kind of for starters, Coach, kind of give us an overview of kind of your hopes for the season and some of the things you're really looking forward to this year.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys returning from last year, offensively and defensively, and I think our goals are kind of the same every year. You know, we get rolling is just to compete against everybody we play against. You know, from week 1 all the way to week 10 and week 11, and And yeah, like I said, we've got a great set of guys. Two of our captains right here in front of you, and we're real excited about this season.
Gotcha. And kind of last season it was your first year in the new region. Kind of, what were some of the things you learned from that experience and first time in Class 2A as well? Kind of
well, it's just, I think it's just a little different level of football. You start to see some teams that have got some bigger guys and a little bit more speed, I think, out there. But at the end of the day, it kind of all comes down to what you do. You know, nothing changes preparation-wise. You know, we're just gonna we're gonna put in the work. You know, it doesn't matter who we're playing, whether it's 1A, 2A, if we're playing a 4A school, none of that stuff matters. You know, everything's on us to put in the preparation and get our guys ready to go.
Gotcha. And with you being defensive coordinator, obviously you have some guys back on that side of the ball. What are you really looking forward to on that side? And who are some of the guys you expect to see big things from?
Yeah, well, this guy right here, Tyrell, we're gonna ask him to have a huge season for us. But yeah, like I said, we've got a lot of guys returning from last year, so we should just be, you know, even more experienced at each level. You know, D-line, linebacker, and then the defensive backs. So yeah, we're looking to have a huge year this year, and it's all going to depend. You know, this guy right here is going to have to lead us and do some big things for us. So.
And kind of knowing that you're that guy this year, what's that kind of like as a team captain and being heavily dependent upon?
It's great being a team captain, but being a team captain, you also have to push other people while you're pushing yourself, so they can be prepared to move on and just know that if once something happens, don't even worry about it. Just go for the next play and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Gotcha. And kind of with that, going into the season, kind of what's the unit been like?
It's, let's just say we've been working really, really hard, really, really hard.
And do you have any individual goals or team goals or defensive goals for the defensive unit?
The whole goal, I say, for everybody, and myself, is just to win state.
Any stat goals you're looking for, or
just ball out? That's all I'm gonna say. Just ball out.
Obviously, it's mostly defensive guys here, but we have an offensive guy here as well. Kind of what are you looking for from the offense this year? And kind of what are some of the things you guys are hoping for on that side of the ball?
Truthfully, I'm just trying to get the line and step up. You know, we lost a couple of our key, players, so I'm just trying to get our line back going. After we get the line going, we should be good.
And what's it like for you guys? Obviously, defense line, offense line. What's it like going after each other at practice and over the summer so far?
We go head to head a lot.
Yeah, it feels good. Has to go against some competition.
Gotcha. So and kind of with that, what's it like to see these guys out there working, and kind of what have you seen from both lines, or in terms of you being on the defense side, what have you seen specifically from the offensive line?
Oh, it's been awesome just to see them compete, and that's one of the things, whether we're on the field or in the weight room, it really doesn't matter. One of the things we always stress is just compete. Compete between defensive line, offensive line, and I can tell, like I said, we've got some younger guys that are going to have to step up on the offensive line. But they're guys that are talented, and they're going to come around. And obviously, this guy's going to have to lead them, just like Tyrell's going to have to lead on the defense side of the ball. So, but we're going to be all right. So, I think we're good.
Actually, and obviously, you'll be snapping to someone different this year. Kind of what has that been like? Getting used to that.
It's just I've been going to 7-on-7s. Just having to learn the quarterbacks type deal, because right now I'm fighting between two quarterbacks. So I'm just learning how to, just snap to them type deal and just get their momentum going and everything. So.
And is there any, for all of you guys, is there any one game in particular you guys are really looking forward to? Obviously, all of them are big, but any one that you get particularly excited for?
Probably Midland Valley. Just because they're close, always a rival.
Gotcha. Is it the same for you, or?
Yeah, Midland Valley is a really big game for us.
Is that something like also with the closeness that also them being a 4A school is one of those things where if you can knock them off, kind of make a statement? Or?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And kind of what's the, obviously you know a lot of the guys, what's the level of trash talk?
I promise
plenty of trash talk.
And for you as a defensive coach, I don't know, is there any program you're particularly looking forward to preparing for or dreading preparing for?
Yeah, you know, anytime you play, you know, any of the big dogs, like, I mean, for an example, in our region, the Saludas, those games are always tough just because you watch film on them and you see guys that are, I mean, you just know they're going to be hard to block, or, you know, on the defensive side of the ball, you know, these guys are quick, or these guys are bigger than what we're used to. Those games are a little dreadful. You know, just preparing for it. I mean, I love preparing for it, but you just know. So I mean, some games you're going to be playing some horses out there, man. So it's fun, but you know, at the same time we like a challenge. So no, but I mean, just each week we got to be prepared. I mean, because it doesn't matter. I mean, whatever team we play, they're going to have some big boys and they're going to be ready to go. I know we got a target on us a lot, I think, this year from some of the close games that we won last year. So we'll be ready.
And speaking of that, what was, for either you as coach or players, what was it like to pull out some of those close games last year, and what kind of confidence does that give you heading into this season?
That's like when we beat Cross Creek, you know, everybody always want to talk stuff, you know. I always say, you know, we can't beat a school bigger than us, and, you know, just go along with that statement, you know. We just ended up catching that W, and then, you know, didn't have much to say after that.
It felt pretty good to beat a school that everybody thinks that you can't beat. So just taking it and then showing the people who doubted us, like, you were wrong. Like, yeah, you were wrong.
Yeah, we had some huge wins, especially in the region. We had a close one against Keenan and a close one with Gray, both that we pulled out. So like I said, I know that we're going to have that target on our back this year. They're going to think they're going to be able to beat us, and that'll be a fun challenge for us.
Gotcha. In terms of defensive scheme-wise, have you been forced to change anything this year, or is it going to be kind of the same thing?
It's actually pretty similar to what we've run in the past. You know, every now and then you got to look at personnel and see what works best for you. Not a whole lot's going to change up for us, though. We're going to stick to what we do, and you know, as a defense philosophy, as long as we can get 11 guys to the ball, you know, on every snap, and we're going to be all right.
Gotcha. And obviously you said he's going to be a big component for you. What is it about him that you guys saw that led you to believe that he's going to be that guy?
I think the biggest thing with Tyrell is just his motor. You know, he's going. I don't think there's one play, if you look back on film, where he's just slacking off. You know, he's across the field, not going anywhere. I mean, this is a guy that, you know, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, late in the third quarter or late in the fourth quarter, you know he's going to give you everything he's got.
And I guess kind of wrapping up here, we've been asking each player and coach a kind of a personality question. So I need the last song you guys listen to on your phone or whatever, or your favorite song at the moment.
I gotta think which one I listened to last.
Probably that Beaver song in there.
Oh gosh, my last song I listened to was Ritz Carlton by Plies. That was the last one I listened to.
or your favorite song currently, or
I don't know, it's truthfully any of the old country music. Truthfully, that's what I usually like to listen to. But you know, any of those type deal, like David Allen Coe, Hank Williams Jr., any of those is what I usually like to try to listen to.
Gotcha.
I'm a big Eric Church guy. So you know, any of the songs, these guys hate me for playing country at practice. But that's the way we're rolling this year.
Gotcha. And do you happen to know either of their favorite artists, or?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, guys, and we look forward to seeing you out there this season. And good luck this year.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right.
We're here today. It's first day of practice in the books. We've got representatives from Midland Valley High School here with us today. Devontae Perry, Coach Andrew Jenkins, and Raekwon Jackson. Thank you guys for being here with us today. And Coach, let's go ahead and get right into it. First day of practice. Tell me just kind of what you like today.
Thanks for having us. First of all, first day went great. You know, as much as you can do in a first day with just helmets on, not being able to hit. Our guys were focused. We had a lot of energy, a lot of bouncing around. Coaches did a great job, and you know, got a lot of good looks in for as good a first day as you can have.
Hey, some questions to answer, of course, in this short preseason that we have leading up to week 0. What are you hoping to learn about this team in the coming weeks?
Well, right now, we're just trying to make sure we get ourselves in a position to evaluate our players as far as getting our stuff put in. But we just want to see if all that work we've done to tackle better is going to pay off. And these guys can tell you we've gotten a lot stronger. And we've practiced tackling a lot, and we'll continue to do that. And I'm just interested to see if we're going to be better on the defensive side of the ball in that respect.
And tackling a big part of it, and I know I can talk with both of you guys about that. Heard Coach Cedrick at practice today addressing missed tackles last year, wanting to make sure that didn't happen again this year. What can you guys do to make sure that this defense improves?
Just listen to the coaches and just have more energy and do better perfection with it. If we do that, I think we'd be better.
Work hard and dial in and really get to it, get after the ball.
This is year 2 now. Last year, of course, we had to deal with all the realignment, all that fun stuff. But year 2 now with this mostly Aiken County region. What are you guys most looking forward to about this kind of second trip through?
A lot more, like we're ready for it this time. Last year was just like a practice run. Seemed like this year we're dialed in and we're ready to get it started.
Basically the same thing, just show that he able to do what he did. He went in, just took lead and did perfect things for it. I think we need to just follow up and listen to him more. We'd be great.
We talk, defense a little bit, having, safety, linebacker, but also a little bit of running back that you guys will be playing too. Tell me just kind of what you're looking forward to on the offensive side of the ball this year.
Just working hard and being great, like just doing everything he's supposed to do as he taught us, and be good.
Some of us are gonna have to step up and be leaders, and we're gonna have to put our good foot forward and really get to it.
Coach, no matter who I talked to last year when it came to preparing to play Midland Valley, it was them talking about what they would have to do on the defensive side of the ball. They could have the perfect coverage called, they could have everything dialed up, but still DJ Boyd had that potential to extend a play to where coverage would break down. He could take off and run with it the way Daniel Carr did before him, and so on. What's kind of the plan at quarterback this year with him moving on to college?
Tanner White right now is doing an excellent job. And I'll tell you this about Tanner White. We started our football practices in February, and he has not missed a day. He has not missed a kids camp. He has just done an excellent job, and he's a great leader. The guys rally around him. He's very cerebral in his approach to the game. He's constantly teaching other players, and he's what you want at the position. And he's going to battle, not in the same mold as Daniel or DJ, but different. The offense is going to be a little more geared towards his strengths, and he's doing a great job. He's going to do a great job. And these guys can attest to that. I mean, he's a battler. And he'll lay it on the line for his teammates. And
what do you feel like just from, viewing this team from what carried over from last season and into the offseason, what do you think is this team's greatest strength right now?
Our greatest strength is guys like these two guys. We have some amazing young men that have put it all on the line. I'm not going to put it into a offensively or defensively, because we've made a commitment that we're going to put the best 11 on the field. I think our strength is that our guys are learning how to play together and to play fast and to lay it all on the line. And that's what we talk about all the time, with our motto, is just to get after people from the moment we step on that grass to the moment we step off.
And we talk about getting after people. Raekwon, I know you did that on the mat as a wrestler during the off season. How do you feel like that sort of can help you heading into football season? Just having the practice, the season that you had in wrestling.
Tackling. Grabbing guys and just having to break them down. Wrestling, you got to keep them down. They can get back up how they want after tackling football. So it helps out a lot.
Okay. We can talk X's and O's, we can talk strategy, we can talk preparation, but one thing that it will often come down to is motivation. And with that, one thing that we're asking people each time they come in, how music affects that. So I want to ask you guys, couple things here. First, we'll start with what was the last thing that you listened to before you came in today?
I can't remember what was playing on the radio in the car.
I was listening to Need to Breathe. So.
Okay. So then, we can't remember that one, but what's kind of your favorite thing to listen to right now?
I listen to
As far as like
What do you like to listen to?
like just in a regular
music, R&B music. I love R&B music. I like that a lot. I like hip hop. I don't really listen to too much country. But
Do you have a favorite song right now?
I said no. I just listen to everything.
I got you. Devontae?
basically hip hop, R&B, country, rock, kind of. I just say
You're Renaissance
All over the
man.
place. Good deal. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in
Thanks for having
today,
us.
spending a little bit of time with us. I know it busy day coming back, that first day of practice, but we do appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us, and we look forward to seeing what you guys can do this year.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Right now we're here with some representatives from North Augusta High School's football team. We have head coach Brian Thomas. We also have Jarrett and Dawson here with us today. And kind of for starters, kind of coach, give us an overview of what you would like have in mind for the season, or kind of some of your what you expect out of the team.
We hope to be successful this year. We've got a lot of returning kids. We lost a number of linemen. We've got a lot of skilled kids back that have a lot of experience. And some young linemen who got a lot of experience last year. So we're excited about this group and athletic, and they've done a job in the classroom, and they worked hard this summer in the weight room as well.
And the one obviously you had kind of a breakout year last year, kind of both catching the ball and in other areas. Kind of what are some of your hopes for this year, personal and team goal wise?
Personally, I want to get better as a leader, being there for the team when we get down, being there. I think we're going to be pretty good this year. I see the team working. Not only are we working together, but we're becoming a family and brotherhood. So I really expect us to do some big things this year.
All right, and they're kind of what are you expecting and some of your hopes for team and personal wise?
I just want to help lead the defense. Like Coach Thomas said, we have a little inexperience on the line, but we're bringing back some skilled guys. So, just create more turnovers, make sure tackles. So, just want to have a good year on defense.
Yeah, and obviously some big spots to fill there, but kind of what's the mindset going into the season and knowing that you guys can have some spots to fill but have the talent?
We feel like that as long as we can contain teams and hold them to as few points as possible, we know our offense is going to put points on the board for us. And so it's our responsibility to just hold the other offense so we can score as many points as possible.
Gotcha. And in the past years, you guys have had success and made runs in the playoffs. Kind of, what do you think it's going to take to kind of get to that next level of this season?
We got to develop those positions where we might have a little less experience, and I think they will. They'll develop early. Our edge kind of thing is next man up. We lost some key guys last year with Trey Lawson and some of that crowd, but it's next man up. It's somebody else's turn now. Well, the expectations are probably greater than what we had last year. I mean, it's North Augusta has developed a winning tradition, and we want to maintain that. You don't always win all your games, and we'd all like to. There's only, I guess, 10 people in the state of South Carolina to finish the way they wanted to, and so the other 190 of us are trying to get to that point.
With the region in particular, you guys are in have a tough region with South Lake and some of the other schools. Kind of, what are you expecting out of the region this
I expect it to be great competition again. I mean, Airport, lost a couple tough games early. Their record wasn't as good. And of course, we played well for about 3 quarters in that game, and then, things just didn't work out in the 4th quarter for us. But South Aiken came on strong last year, got some great players, and they've done a great job over there. And so it's going to be very competitive. Aiken as well got a new coach. So I look for them to be very competitive, and Midland Valley also. So, a lot of turnover, but also at the same time, I brought in a lot of great guys that are doing a good job in their program. So, just hopefully we can compete, and we'll just see what happens on game night.
Do you guys have any official visits or anything planned, or anything that you're excited about in the coming season?
Not really playing out right now. Just I really focus on my senior season. I really want to take my team to victory. You know, we want to be there on top for nothing this.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, you know, what I can do this season, but the most important thing for us is team goals, you know, and what we're going to do as a team to hopefully get a ring. So.
And kind of what's the atmosphere like with some of the guys on the team, kind of in terms of playing with them and getting to know them?
Well, our motto is family. So we're a brotherhood, we're family, and you know, we just want to be there for each other and always have each other's backs. And so we're going to go into the season, you know, as one, and just as a team in mind, not selfish reasons. So.
And from each of you guys, kind of get kind of your favorite moment from last year.
I would definitely say the Thurman game. That was probably the craziest game I've ever played in. And then you know, that feeling, that bus ride after the Greer win, playoff win, you know, that was also another good experience for us.
I'd probably say the same thing. That Thurman game was pretty thick. That was really pretty good game.
Yeah, something that'll probably be a classic for a while. And you know, I talk about the Greer game. I was the first. Honestly, I didn't realize this at the time. And it was first away playoff win that North Augusta had in a while. And I know they played a number of home playoff games, but yeah, it's first away playoff win they had in a while. So pretty good for the kids to go on the road and do that.
As a wrap up, we're going to shift away from football a little bit. It's going to be a random question. Last song you guys listened to on your phone or whatever, or even on wherever, or favorite song at the moment?
I don't even have a favorite song. I just listen to everything that just come on.
Yeah, I don't even remember the last song we listened to on the way over here.
I didn't have the radio on. I don't think. I don't think I did.
Coach, do you have a favorite song?
Not really. I really don't. You know, a lot of people think country. Listen to country. Well, I listen to all of it. You know, I like all kind of music. I really do, and I just don't like stuff that's got some of the vulgar in it. They'll tell you that. You know, I don't care much for that part of it, but I like the music.
We like listening to rap music sometimes while we're lifting in there in the weight room. You know, just kind of pumps us up. So.
Well, I appreciate that, guys, and look forward to seeing you out there on the field this year.
Appreciate you having us.
And we're here with head coach Burton Abel from Silver Bluff football team. We also have Raekwon, Mann, and Cedrick Trottie here with us today. And kind of as a starter, kind of coach, give us an overview of kind of some of your hopes and what you're kind of expecting out of the team this year.
Well, I think we're looking to have a great amount of improvement from last year. Last year, just personally, did not get hired until April the 1st, and a lot of the work that gets done in football gets done in the winter, and we didn't get to do that last year. This year, these guys can testify that we started the week after the season ended, got into the weight room and been hitting the weight room really hard, had a great commitment from the players to get in there, and so I look for us to have a much improved football team this year.
Gotcha. And kind of with that, guys, what was that like having that extra time this season to get prepared and get things under your belt after having last season so much change and a short time to adjust to it?
It would be helping us so we can get stronger and less injuries. That's what held us back a little bit last year. Just a lot more time for preparation, you know, just getting better all around and being better football players and bonding together. There's a lot more time to do that.
Gotcha. And Coach, offensively, last season you guys were able to do some things in the run game, obviously, as always, and kind of you had Cedrick there at quarterback. Kind of what are you expecting from the offensive game this year?
Well, you know, traditionally, and I use that word loosely, at Silver Bluff, the tradition of Silver Bluff is plain and simple win. All right, and the people in that community, in our community, are very proud of that tradition, and that's what we want to bring back. The last couple of years have been up and down for Silver Bluff. The peak of going to state championships or 2-8 or 3-7. So we're trying to get that consistency back. And what we did have was a spread package, which was really supposed to be our 2-minute package, but it was wing T spread. So we were able to kind of convert to that because it didn't really require a true fullback. So we're actually changing up the offense a little bit because we're in the same scenario that we were last year. We really don't have any true fullbacks. And so we're moving to more of an option football team, a veer football. And that's something we actually worked on a little bit last year, but we never really ran it in the games. And now we took the spring to install it.
And with that offensive role last year, how would you say that kind of is going to help you in your linebacker position this year, kind of knowing kind of some of the ins and outs of the offense?
I could see like how the offensive player would think, and if I'm at linebacker, I see what hole they were going to go through, try to go through, and I meet them there.
Yeah, I get you. And what was kind of the feeling when you first found out you were gonna be moving over to that side of the ball?
I was like, you sure?
And kind of for both of you guys, kind of what is it? What was it like? Some of your high moments last year, and kind of what are some of your goals for this season?
Highs last year were always the wins, and just scoring as a team. Team drives that really built momentum. That was always good things. And goals this year, we obviously want to win. That's the biggest thing. Win. Personal goals aside, we want to win, and we'll do anything. And as a team, we'll sacrifice anything to win. And we have eyes on region.
Yeah. And kind of shifting gears to the other side of the football, obviously, getting Cedrick on that side, but you also have to replace some parts on the line.
Yeah, the defensive line is going to be the hardest part for us to replace, and I'll be honest with you right now, we are still somewhat up in the air. We brought back a lot of 7 returners from the defense last year, and most of those are in the secondary or the linebacker core where we're completely have to replace is our 3 down guys up front. And that if we have any weak link going into the season, and we talk about it as a team, it's our offensive and defensive line. We just don't have a lot of numbers. We got 8 guys. And knowing that it's a long football season, there's going to be people injured and dinged and have to play two roles, and that's one of the things that we talk about as a team. Everybody owns an offensive position and a defensive position. You got to own it. You got to learn it. You got to be ready to step up when the guy in front of you gets injured or gets dinged up for a play or two. You got to be ready to step up in there. So.
And with that, obviously, Cedrick on that side ball, I would imagine you're one of the leaders, kind of coming back as a member of the team. Maybe not in that position, but kind of what's that role like? As kind of one of the guys that's been there and been through it, and kind of leading the others.
Just making sure everybody knows what to do as a defense, so we can work as a well-oiled machine and stop any offense that comes and try to score on us. Make sure everything and all our goals are set in the field.
Gotcha. And are you more of a vocal guy, or is it more of a lead by action type of thing?
Try to be a lead by action guy.
And Raekwon, with your role on the team, kind of coming out of the backfield, obviously, I would imagine you're expecting to get more carries this year. Kind of what are you looking forward to most about that?
Being a bigger part of offense. This off season, I've worked really hard. I can say I've worked probably the hardest I've ever worked in my life for anything this off season, and it's been tough. He's had to kick me off the field a few times late at night, told me to go get rest, and I just want to win, and I really want to help my team, so I put myself through that so I can help my team as best as I can and lead them and guide them and give them that burst of offense that we need.
He's a beast in the weight room, I'll tell you that right now.
Now, as we wrap it up, we're going to kind of get away from football and have kind of a personality question. So, last song you guys listened to on your phone or whatever, most recently?
Go first. Pop style. Humble, Kendrick.
Coach?
I have no idea what they're talking about. I think actually I think the last song I actually listened today as I plug my phone in on the iPad side of it, and it just goes through a whole series of songs. I'm trying to, I actually think it was the Go-Go's. I don't remember the song, but so anyway, I think that was the last one I listened to.
Now,
And they don't know what I'm talking about.
Coach Youngblood said Beach Boys, and I had to ask the players if they knew who that was. Do you guys know who Go-Go's are?
I think right before that it was, who was it? It was the Kinks. So they don't know who that is either.
Well, I appreciate that, guys, and I look forward to seeing you out there on the field this year.
All right, well, Russell, we appreciate you having us in.
All right, we're here with some members of the South Aiken high school football team to talk about their season. And kind of, Coach, for starters, can just give us an overview of what you are expecting out of the team this year and kind of some of the hopes.
Well, we got a lot of starters returning from last year. The ones we did lose were some big pieces to the puzzle last year, but we've had some guys step up and do a good job. We'll be strong on defense, I believe, this year, and we're going to do what we do on offense as far as running the ball and running when we need to. And we got a starting quarterback, Cody Boynton, returning, and also have Chris Roberts and some key components on the offensive line coming back, and Deshaun Kitchens at wide receiver. So, and on defense, we're pretty much returning everybody but Tansy and Harold. So, I'm kind of excited about that.
And kind of with that, and after the success of last season, kind of obviously expectations are a little higher. How do you handle it, and how do you kind of work with your players to handle that?
Well, I mean, I think we look at last year as we were excited about what happened, the steps we took, the strides we took, but this group is disappointed in the way the year ended up. We have 4 goals on the board, and it's win the opener, win the region, win the county, and win state. Well, we accomplished all those last year but one. But they're a little disappointed in that, but I think we're still very hungry and going forward in what we want to do.
And for you guys, what was it like to be a part of a historical season for South Aiken last year?
It was great. Like the tempo in the middle of the game and just going back and forth, it was great. And so I want to be part of it again. So me and my team is training hard this year to end up what we was like last year.
Yeah, it did feel good being able to be a part of that team that had such a great amount of success, knowing that we got the potential to do it again, working hard at it.
And kind of obviously talked about returning a lot on offense, kind of, and this guy was a big part of the scheme last year and did some great things. So what kind of you're expecting from him this year now after bursting on the scene last year, so to speak?
Well, I mean, Chris is the type of guy that always works hard, and he's always humble, and he, the way he works this summer is just as hard, if not harder, than the way he worked the past couple summers. If you were just to talk to him, you'd never know he's as good as what he is, and because of that, I think that's what makes him such a good player. He's a good teammate, and he's a good guy. Everybody rallies around too, and I'm just proud of him the way he does work. It's nice to coach kids like that. Of course, we got a bunch of guys like that. DJ's the same way. I mean, this whole senior group, they've all been with me since they were freshmen. I came in their spring, their freshman year, and they all work like that. They all are humble, and they, there's no superstars. There's just guys that are a team that work together, and that's exciting and it's fun to coach.
And Chris, kind of what has it been like since that last season? What's the work been like, or kind of?
Work like for me this year was harder because I'm trying to reach better goals for my team and myself, and so I've been training and just talking to my coaches and asking like, how can I get better at what I'm doing right now? And just work hard in the weight room, and work hard outside the weight room, be a good character inside the weight room and outside the weight room. So that's what I'm carrying on in this work right now. Try to be a better player for them.
I think last year at one point you joked with me that you owed them a couple steak dinners for
Yeah.
100-yard rushes. How many did you end up having to?
Well, we paid for one, but we did it right, and I probably owed them. I think we had to have a 200-yard rushing game, and I think we had maybe 3 or 4 of those. So I'm still in the hole on that a little bit.
And now obviously Cody will be back for you at quarterback. What have you seen with his progression over the years?
Well, Cody's taking the next step. You know, he's done the things he's supposed to. He went to the Peyton Manning camp this summer. Went out there and learned some really good stuff, and came back, and he's worked his craft and you know, has really become a student of the game.
And now obviously won't spend too much more time on offense. Kind of obviously you love talking defense too. So
Absolutely.
Got everyone back except 2 players as you mentioned earlier. Kind of the linebacking group was pretty big for you last year with guys like DJ, Reed, obviously Colby's gone now. But kind of what are you expecting out of them this year and the excitement for that group?
Well, you know, they gave us fits during the spring, and you know, as the offensive line coach, it gets on your nerves a little bit, and it's frustrating. But as the head coach, you love to see that. You know, our defense has done a really good job of buying into what Coach Mack's system is, and you know, Kevin, he's done a great job of selling how we do things, and as we work as a unit, and everybody's bought into that over the past 3 years. And last year, I think you started seeing the success of it, and then this year, I think it's just going to be better and better because you got guys that are 3-year starters coming in, and you know, it's pretty exciting with Reed and DJ, and you got Jarrett, Pascal, and Tyler Laird. You know, all 4 of them have been in the system for 3 years now, and they've really come along, and they're the strength of our defense.
DJ, as a part of that unit, what's it like to be in that group of linebackers? Obviously, last year, your group of linebackers were 3 of the top 4 tacklers in the area, I believe. So, kind of, what's it like being a part of that unit?
I mean, it feels good being a part of that, knowing that if you look to your left and your right, that you got one of your brothers that will fight and put their body on the line for you. And then Coach Matt taught us being physical, fast, and nasty, not just the linebackers, but the whole defense. So that being said, it's just a great experience.
And for your role in particular, kind of, how have you worked to kind of fit into that and kind of improve over the years?
Well, last season I had played outside linebacker, but this season they put me in inside. So wherever I'm best needed, that's where I play in order to help the team out.
Obviously, the other facet of the game will be special teams for you guys. Obviously, you lost some returners there, but kind of how do you expect to replace them, and also in the kicking game and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, you know, I think it would be crazy if they were going to replace Dancy and Harold and what they did in the return game. Now, Deshaun Kitchens is just as good an athlete as any we've had here. And he's one that has worked his way to that point in the weight room and in summer, and you know, he's one of those guys that has just worked his tail off. You know, we concentrate a lot on special teams. That stuff doesn't just happen. I know it sometimes maybe looks like it does, but we spend a good part of practice on working on special teams every day, and you know, so I think that's part of it in the system. You know, that we do, it works. Marion Sanders is going to kick again this year. This will be his 3rd year. He started kicking for us as a sophomore, and you know, last year he had a much better year, and this year I expect even better.
And for you two guys, kind of, do you have a favorite moment that sticks out last year, whether it be a team accomplishment, a personal accomplishment for each one of you guys?
My lineman, and what he blocked for me is just I never thought I achieved them as goals if it wasn't for them. So I mean, the returning players I had, Joey and David Ray, how they helped out with me this year and the other line this year. So I mean, I have better goals, and my team got better goals to reach this year. So I feel like I accomplished a lot of things last year, and I feel like I'm accomplished bigger things this year with the guys I got right now and the team I had last year.
And piggybacking off what Chris said, having better goals than last year, I feel like since we have most of our returning starters on defense, that's going to help out with a whole bunch of accomplishments that we have set for this season.
Gotcha. And for each of you heading into your senior season, obviously big time exciting. It's your last year with the program. Kind of, or I think it is the senior season.
Yeah.
Okay. But kind of, what are you looking forward to as some of those moments in senior season, and obviously recruitment wise and other stuff like that also?
I'm looking forward to Friday nights. You know, walking through that banner with my brothers. Everybody staring at us, keeping us. You know, cheerleaders, lights. It's just a good feeling I'm looking forward to.
I'm ready for that. Just the band, hearing them play. Like, I'm running and my teammates all cheering on each other to win. So I'm ready for that. I'm excited.
Obviously we've been closing these on a personality type question that we've been asking every team. So need the last song you listened to, or on your phone or whatever, or your favorite song at the time.
Bank Account by 21 Savage.
G Nash, I hate you, I love you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, today's been a good day.
Now, here's the interesting part about that. Most of the other coaches have been given old school answers, and I've been asking the players if they know who the coach's artist was. But I'm gonna imagine you guys know Ice Cube, but this.
Yeah.
On the flip side, do you know who either of these guys?
Nah, I don't think so.
We listen to it all the time in the weight room.
Well, all right.
I don't know. That's why I like the old school stuff. Ice Cube and Tupac and Biggie. I can understand what they're saying. I can't understand all the time what we're saying.
Well, all right, guys. I appreciate the time, and good luck this season, and look forward to seeing you out there on the field.
All right, thank you.
All right, we're here with some representatives from Wagner Sally High School's football team. We have Coach Willie Fox, running back Trey Davis, and quarterback / do-it-all Raekwon Frazier. And Coach, to start out, you can kind of give us an overview of kind of some of your hopes and expectations for this season.
You know, last year we won 8 ball games and ended up losing in the first round of playoffs. So we finished with a final record of 8-3. I feel like this team now is more physical than any team we've had so far. We're a lot stronger, we're a lot bigger, we're a lot faster than we've been since I've been there. So I have pretty high expectations for this team. I feel like, you know, past 2 years we've lost in the first round of the playoffs. I feel like, you know, the next step is trying to win a playoff game. So I feel like we're gonna. I feel like we're as good and maybe a little better than we were last year. So I think, you know, this team can hopefully make a little noise in the playoffs this year, and we can get a little farther than the first round. So.
And obviously, you guys kind of came out last season. We were one of the area's last unbeaten teams, and kind of. How do you kind of build on that breakthrough, kind of after having that good feeling?
You know, in the first year that I was there, we didn't have we won 4 games, and we tried to build on that. You know, last year's even more to build off of. We started the year off 4-0, so we had a really good chance I thought, going into that 5th game to beat Blackville. We kind of got big headed, and they kind of knocked us on our heels a little bit. But it's something that we can build off of for sure. We feel like, you know, we've had some success now, and we feel like that's something that we definitely can build off of, and we're moving in the right direction. So.
And for you guys in particular, kind of been in the program for a while, going into this season, also trying to build on that, kind of what's your mindset and kind of what you're expecting from each of you?
Well, like Coach said, we want to make it past the first round of the playoffs, and we came close to being undefeated last year. We also want to try to go undefeated and win region.
Gotcha.
Just like what Trey said, we just want to win region first. That's first step. We could have had it last year, but in the Blackville game, we ain't had no hype. You got to have hype every game going into it, and just have confidence and believe in your brothers.
Gotcha. And obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, you guys have had some running back success, and now obviously one of your running backs is gone. But kind of, how do you expect the running game to factor into that this year? Well, obviously with Trey.
Well, we're going to do things a little bit different this year. We're still going to be a wing tee. And I don't want to give away too much, but we're going to be a little different. We're going to be a little different. I think it's going Some people are going to be it's going to open some people's eyes. But we're still going to run the ball. We're still going to run the ball a lot. We still have Trey. He's going to play a little kind of a combination of wing back and full back. We still have Quintez. It's going to play Quintez Barnes, who was our middle linebacker last year. He's going to play some wing. We've got a new running back named Kevin Jackson. He didn't play last year, his freshman year. He could be electric in space. Quan's going to be kind of a do-it-all guy for us. Quan's going to play receiver. He's going to play quarterback. He's going to play running back. Just kind of what we've done with him the past couple of years. Just trying to get the ball in his hands.
And you spoke about Quan being able to do everything. What's it like to have that weapon?
It's nice.
Just line him up anywhere.
It's nice because we can snap it to him, we can throw it to him, we can hand it to him, we can let him return kicks. He's a weapon, and one of the things I want to do better this year is to use both of these guys. Try to use their multiple talents. For example, we're talking about Quan. We want him to return kicks. We want him to play quarterback. We want to play him receiver. We want to throw screens to him. But at the same time, we haven't played Trey a whole lot on defense the past couple of years. We're planning on starting him on defense this year. We want to use his talents as much as possible. Same thing for Quan. Quan is going to probably start at corner for us. That's probably his most natural position. He does a great job defensively for us, kind of locking down one side of the field. And then his offensive talents are a bonus.
For you guys, what's that like to be able to line up anywhere? I know obviously growing up playing football, lots of people kind of like to be able to go anywhere. So kind of what's it like to actually be able to do that?
Well, we grew up together, playing ball together, and we know how we think. We know what we got, what our talent is. So we do everything.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start. My favorite position was wing back. When Coach Fox first came, he said, "Trey, I want you to play lane out." I didn't like it at first, but then he started adding some plays, more to my grooves, and I started liking it a little bit more. And then playing with Quad, like he said, we grew up together. It's like the chemistry was like that. It just automatic. We didn't even have to work on anything.
Kind of also, you spoke a little bit about the defensive side of ball. Quintez actually spoke about him on offense, but he's a big part of the defense as well, and I'm sure you expect him to be that this year. So kind of what are you expecting from the defensive side? Do you plan to switch anything up there?
We're getting most of our defense back. We lost Kyrie Vance, who's actually getting a chance to play at the next level. But other than that, we're getting 9 guys back. And I feel like the guys that we're replacing, Trey's going to play strong safety for us, and then I feel like we've got a pretty good free safety that's going to replace Taekwon with DeMar Williamson. Defensively, I think we're a lot, like I said earlier, we're a lot more physical. We're a lot stronger and faster than we were. I feel like we've got some pretty good defensive players. We had Jatik Davis, who is Trey's little brother, was a freshman last year. He led the area with 24 tackles for loss last year. He's a really good player. He's got a really good get off and gets a lot of good penetration up front.
Kind of with the way that went, was that kind of one of your main focuses last year as well, going in? Like,
yes.
This defense is going to be where it's at? Or?
Yes. My first year there, we were not very good on defense. We gave up a lot of points. And that was a huge emphasis for us coming in last year. We got a new defensive coordinator, a good friend of mine, used to coach with him at my old school, named Parrish Deans. And Parrish came in, he has a lot of energy. You can ask these guys, man, he's wild. And that's a great quality in a defensive coordinator. And he has a lot of passion, and we switched our alignment. We're running a 4-3. We're multiple. We can bounce around and get to a 5-man front, and we do a lot of things. We twist defensive linemen and send linebackers in an opposite gap, and I think it confuses some of the teams we play. And we're just looking to build off that success. So.
And for you guys, do you guys have any particular goals set for this season, both team or personal-wise?
Well, my personal goal is to have a successful season with my team, and and also play in the Border Bowls, which is after the season, and play football on the next level.
Kind of going into this season, would you say, obviously you came a couple years ago, would you say this is where you expected to be, or has it even surprised you, or kind of what level?
I kind of thought it might take a little more time, to be honest with you. But I do feel like, our whole goal when I got there, and my staff and the kids, you can ask them, every day we talk about getting better. That's what our goal is every day, just to get better than we were yesterday. And I think we've done a pretty good job of accomplishing that. These kids have worked really, really hard. We start lifting weights in January, and we go hard pretty much all year. They kind of get December off unless we're playing for a state championship, which is what we want to work towards. We want to work towards no time off. But yeah, it's kind of surprised me that we went from 4-6 in the regular season the first year to 8-2 the next season. So hopefully we can keep moving forward.
Obviously, we've had 1 year in the current line, and kind of what's that region been like? Obviously, several teams, and it makes the schedule a little.
There's so many teams in the region. There's 8 of us, so you play 7 region games. So every and you don't want to say your non-region games don't matter, but in actuality, for playoff seeding, your region games are what matters. So it's almost every game of the season is a huge game. It's everything to wins and losses in that region record determine your playoff standing. So every game is a big game, and you've got to be ready to play. You can't have any off weeks.
We've kind of been ending each team's interview with kind of a little bit of a personality question. Okay. So, last song you guys listen to in your iPod or anything, or your favorite song currently?
There's so many. I listen to a lot.
Oh, any particular artist that stands out then?
Like Future.
Gotcha. And for you?
Little Boosie.
All right, and kind of
Oak Ridge Boys. Dig a little deeper in the well. A little different than them.
Gotcha. And this question, I think I know the answer to this one, but we've been asking everyone also. Do you guys know who that artist is that he's talking about?
I done heard. I'd been in the car when his son singing it. So I sang them being practice. Mom said it out loud.
Oh, so you actually know the words. Okay. Do you have any? And do you have any idea what they were talking about?
Yeah, I do. Oh, I can't. I don't listen to rap music anymore. I used to listen to some rap music back in college and stuff. I'm not much older than they are, but I can't listen to it now, man. It's bad. I don't know how y'all do it.
Well, all right, well, I appreciate that your time, guys, and we look forward to seeing you out there this season. And good luck this year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here with some representatives from Wilson Elko's football team. I have Coach Derek Youngblood here with me, as well as linebacker Jasper Lott and quarterback/running back Tyron Parker. And I'm here to talk a little bit about this season. And for starters, this coach kind of give us an overview of your team and kind of what you expect from this year.
We feel like we're bringing back a good group of guys. A lot of seniors and juniors played a lot of football for us. We're lucky to have Tyron coming back. Tyron's been a big part of what we've been doing on offense for a long time. Last year switched over and played some running back for us and did really well. And we'll move him back to quarterback this year and just let him lead that group. Just a lot of experience on that side of the ball. Vander Tyler up front played a lot for us on the front. DeMarcus Doe and Keyshawn Tony, both at wideout, are really good players and people that we're going to depend on. Defensively, again, we bring back a pretty good crew in our front seven. Jasper last year had a really good year. I think Jasper had close to 140 tackles. Region Player of the Year for us on defense. Vander Tyler is going to move from D-line back to linebacker. They play back there, kind of taking on Tyshawn's old role, and he's done a really good job this summer of kind of, getting used to that, standing up and playing. Up front on defense, we bring back a good crowd. Kendall Myers is going to play nose for us. Kendall Brown's going to play defensive end. Quan Cuppers is going to play defensive tackle, and roll Keyshawn Tony in some.
On that defense side, obviously losing Tyshawn's a big loss for you guys. However, you have guys like Jasper and, as you said, and Vander Tyler moving back there. Kind of how important is that linebacker core for you guys and what you hope to do on defense?
Well, for us, it's just they're the guys that really in our system probably know it the best, and it really starts with them. Our philosophy on defense is to really let them make the plays. And over the last few years, we've done a better job progressing throughout the year of doing that. I thought last year we played as well on the defensive line as we had in a long time, and that freed Jasper up and Tyshawn up to make a lot of plays for us last year. And we just think that it fits Vander's mold. and thinks that he's really gonna be a difference maker for us.
And Jasper, with that kind of, how has your role changed, or how are things that's expected differently from you this year? Kind of, how do you expect to answer that call?
Well, I kind of play the same I did last year.
And now with Tyshawn going, I believe at one point last year you told us you guys had a little bit of a competition going. How did that end up for you guys?
Well, we had a competition going. It's kind of like the whole defense. We have a competition to see who gets the most tackles, and it's just a friendly competition to see who can get the most tackles, and just way to improve ourselves, see who can be the better at it.
Gotcha. And who ended up winning that last year?
I think it was me.
Gotcha. And on the offensive side, Tyron, you moving back to quarterback. How was that year at running back, and kind of what were some of the things you learned there?
I was used to running football because I played fullback in recreational ball, but it really didn't make a difference. I just wanted to win, so whatever I could do to win, that's what I do.
And did it in any way help kind of the way you see the game as a quarterback, would you say?
Not really. It really didn't help me with quarterback, but the quarterback position helped me with running back because I knew what everybody's responsibility was, and I knew like where the holes were going to be, and like that helped me with running.
Gotcha. And you started in this program pretty young and have been around for a while. What's it like being one of those veterans, so to speak, of the Wilson program?
It was weird at first because this summer I sat back and I thought about it. I was like, all my years I looked up to all of my older cousins and older friends that played, and now like all the youngest are looking up to me. So I just got to step up and be a man.
Gotcha. And how would you define your leadership role, or the way you are as a leader? Are you a quiet guy, or more of a...
I would say tough love.
And Coach Young, but speaking to that, kind of these two guys in particular, their leadership, what's it like to have them to rely on when you're on the field and you're on the sideline coaching?
You know, I think it's a very interesting group that we have. Again, you know, when I took over as head football coach, there was about 5 freshman kids that played a lot as freshmen. Tyrell was one of those. Vander Tyler was one. DeMarcus Doe was another one. And those kids kind of got thrown in the fire. You know, Jasper came along as a sophomore and really kind of came on his own, and we knew that he was going to be a good player. But they've really just grown in their role. I thought last year that they carried a lot of the leadership, you know, part of the team as well. You know, we just have a bunch of good guys. We have guys that they're committed to our program. They're committed to doing things the right way, on and off the field.
And in terms of at the running back position, obviously Tyron's moving back to quarterback. Kind of how you guys have generally had about 6 or 7 guys that can run the ball for you. So how do you plan to fill that role this year?
Well, we think we have some good young guys. You know, Jarrett Tobin is a kid that we really like. He's a more small, compacted kind of kid. Runs really well. Darian Folk is a little different. He's more of a taller, slender guy, but he has great speed. Tyrell Young's a bigger guy. Tyrell's probably 5'10", probably 225, and he's a guy that we're gonna get the ball in his hands, and you know, we're gonna roll him in and out of there. You know, Keyshawn Tony may be a kid that gets back there and carries the ball for us. You know, Keyshawn's right around 230, around 6'3", so he's a big guy, but you know, we're just gonna roll him in there, and you know, we're gonna play the hot hand. You know, whatever guy wants to take the reins and it shows us that that's the role that they want to have, then you know, we'll go with that one guy. But if not, you know, we'll spread the wealth and just kind of keep them all fresh.
Both Jasper and Tyron, kind of, what are some of your goals, both individually and as a team, for this season?
Well, I would like to make it to the state championship this year. That's kind of my goal.
I want to win the state championship. I want to make all state, and I want to get Aiken Standard Player of the Week.
A little politic. And kind of with that, guys, kind of what's it like being in the Willow South program, knowing that past guys have played at state level, and you guys have a tradition of performing well and going deep into the playoffs? Kind of what's it like?
I just feel I'm very lucky to be in a program that focuses not just on football, but kind of like a family. We're just together and
like you said, with the family, it's like a big family. We get together and normally at the end of practice we pray together as one family, but it's a tad bit of pressure because you got to get to that certain level, but we work hard, so it's not that big of a deal.
And you spoke of pressure, obviously. Coach Youngwood has heaped the praise on you. Kind of what's it like living up to that bill? Obviously, you've been doing it for a while now, but what's it kind of like being in that role as the guy that's everyone's looking to?
I am used to it now. Yes.
Gotcha. And are there any things we can expect to see differently, scheme-wise, offensively and defensively, or is it more of the same?
You know, I think it's going to be, you know, offensively, I think you're going to see a lot of us just trying to really spread the ball around. You know, we feel like we have a lot of guys on offense that can help us win games. Again, you know, we're going to have a guy back there playing running back that, you know, that we feel like is going to be able to run the football for us. You know, Tyron brings a lot to the table, of course, them being able to throw it. And, you know, I'm not sure how much we're running from the quarterback spot just to kind of keep him protected. You know, we know that option is there for us. You know, Tyron brought up a point a while ago that's very true. You know, there is pressure for us, you know, but it's a welcoming pressure to be in a place that loves football as much as Williston does and our community. And but you know, to sit down and think about, you know, over the last 8 to 10 years, you know, the games that we won, the region championships, state championships we played on, it keeps you motivated to keep it up. You know, I think that's the thing it does for me is, you know, it's not an unwanted pressure. You know, we know that, you know, there's a level that is expected. And, you know, you never want to be the group that lets the rest of them down. And I think that's what causes our guys to come in and just, they work hard every day.
Guys, with that, kind of what's it like knowing that it's your first summer workout, first game of the season, all those things?
Just makes it like you want to work that much harder to make it enjoyable, and you want to give the best you can because you might not have another shot, so you want to just go full force into it.
Yes, sir. Put it all on the line.
All right. Kind of going to get away from football here. As a kind of a personality question, last song you listened to on your iPod or phone or anything?
Shoot, I don't know. Let's go through time for it. Gotta think.
Like Park by Lucci.
Okay. Coach Youngwood?
It's funny because I was just sitting there thinking that what Michael say if he asked me that question, but the last song I can think of that I listened to when we were coming over here, and me and Ty were sitting there, and Ty was in the front seat, and he goes, "My sister loves this song," and he was just talking about it, you know, and that's really like, I keep my radio on all the time. I don't necessarily listen to it. I just keep it on. You know, I love the Beach Boys. I don't know why I do. Nobody in my family does, but I do. I listen to them. You know, my mom and dad just put in a pool during the winter, and so you know, in the afternoons when I get off, I'll go get in the pool sometimes, and I'll get in there by myself. You know, I'll take my wireless speaker, I'll put my Beach Boys on Pandora, and I'll just kind of chill out. You know, but you know, people pick at me because they say, "Man, you're not that old. You know, you should be listening to something else." But just something about it, I just enjoy it. So just a little tidbit there.
As a better follow-up, do you guys know who the Beach Boys are?
Yeah.
I know it sounds funny.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Obviously, good luck this season and continuing on your success. And I look forward to coming out and getting to see some games.
All right, thank you.